I wonder if there are any creative new ideas. Something I've never seen before. We often think hard to find innovative ideas that haven't been around in the world, but they're already there. You saw them somewhere. You're so desperate that you just breathe out of frustration, for there is nothing new. That's how difficult it is to be original. But if you do nothing, of course nothing happens. But I want to make sure you do your best to find something. You don't have to be original. Being original isn't the only thing that matters. If you look back on the past, there are countless cases in which late runners surpass the first runners. This is what history says. It is more important to lead by similar items than to preempt them and introduce them for the first time. Let's look at 3 cases that survived the competition even though they were not the originals. MySpace once boasted more than 200 million users with 76 million monthly visitors. MySpace was given a tremendous opportunity in 2005 to partner with media tycoon News Corporation, but the clash of liberty and bureaucracy separated the two. This separation probably shocked MySpace. It has rejected the partnership with other platforms. Furthermore, it has begun to paste its website into banner ads to boost its poor performance. This slowed down the page and the users started turning their backs one by one. Eventually, in 2008, MySpace surrendered to Facebook, a page with the spirit of consumer-centric thinking and an open platform. Kodak, that lasted more than 100 years and made its first digital camera. At the time, digital cameras were too bulky and had a hard time popularization because it took 23 seconds to save a black and white photo. But Kodak didn't improve it. Kodak could not end its lingering affection for the lucrative film business, and in return, Kodak gave up its seat in 2012 to Canon and Nikon that felt digital cameras reflected the zeitgeist. China's first unified dynasty, the Qin dynasty. Qin dynasty, which tried to control the country by suppressing the people, accepts the idea of law enforcement focused on strengthening the national strength. However, Qin dynasty ends 15 years later, for it loses its supremacy to Han dynasty. The Han dynasty, which has accepted Confucianism as its ruling ideology, sets a proper hierarchical order for politics and society and sets a good example for future Chinese kings. From the perspective of politicians at the time, Confucianism was the virtuous spirit that should be handed down to future generations. The reason why Chinese people are still called Han Chinese and Chinese characters are called Han characters is that they highly value the spirit of the Han dynasty, which laid the foundation for China, although it is not the first unified dynasty like the Qin dynasty. Keep that in mind. More important than becoming the original is the ability to grasp and accept the way in which businesses are run in the zeitgeist of the time. If you want to know what went missing and what survived, find a case in history first. Besides giving the title as the original, history will show more opportunities. There is no reason to show despair or sorrow at the news of someone's first achievement. Opportunities are not for the first runners only. They also come for the next runners. Take a close look at the products and services that the media claim to be original. If the original one doesn't reflect the zeitgeist, think of this saying. When written in Chinese, the word crisis is composed of 2 characters. One represents danger and the other represents opportunity. Remember that in every crisis, there is opportunity.